Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to snowy Dover, Delaware here at Memorial Hall. First snow of the season and the final non-conference game of the season for your Lady Hornets today against the Cornell Big Red. Cornell comes in with an 8-4 record, having a very strong non-conference season, looking to be a contender in the Ivy League. Excuse me. And we'll get ready for our starting lineups. First up, Cornell Big Red.
Starting at forward, number 24, Nia Marshall. At guard, number 44, Megan LaDuke. At center, number 32, Nicole Aston. At guard, number 13, Caroline Shelkins. Also at guard, number 3, Taylor DePalma. The head coach of the Big Red is Dana Smith.
You saw there the starters for the Cornell Big Red: Nia Marshall, Megan LaDuke, Caroline Shellquist, Nicole Aston, and Taylor DePalma. And now the starting lineups for your Delaware State University Hornets. Final non-conference game of the season. The Lady Hornets have not won since before Thanksgiving. Again, their final non-conference game of the season, looking to get some momentum going into conference play. Of course, conference play is the real season in college basketball.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet your starters for your Delaware State University Lady Hornets.
Lady Hornets starters getting ready to be announced. Again, two seasons really in the college basketball season. The non-conference season and the conference season, and especially in a one-bid conference, the conference season is certainly the more important of the two. You saw Kaya Abrams, she was first announced, the freshman out of Raleigh, North Carolina. She's getting the start today, along with Aylin Sanker, the junior out of Baltimore, Maryland. Lorna Caesar, she's jumped into the starting lineup, the sophomore out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. And of course, the two you know about, the two that will not change all season, assuming health. Number 15, Micah Aldridge, the junior out of Cleveland, Ohio. And Najee Pollard, the star of the team, the sophomore out of Richmond, Virginia, the MEAC Rookie of the Year last season. She's a two-time MEAC Player of the Week and one-time MEAC Defensive Player of the Week this season. She leads the conference in points and rebounds per game. She's second in field goal percentage as we get to our keys to the game. Key number 1, star versus star. Nia Marshall out of Cornell. Nia, only the second player in Cornell women's basketball history with 1,200 points, 500 rebounds, 100 assists, 100 steals, and 50 blocked shots. So she is a star in the Cornell Big Red. Of course, she will be facing Najee Pollard for much of the game. Number 2, stay out of foul trouble for the Hornets. They've got some injuries they're dealing with and some girls they've lost through the course of the season due to injury, so they are going to have to stay out of foul trouble. And number 3, find a third scoring option. We'll talk about that more as the game goes along. But here they go in the 2-3 zone. You're going to see this a lot from Coach Burgess and her Lady Hornets today, trying to avoid foul trouble and trying to keep everybody fresh. Again, missing some key players, and Michael Aldridge with some injuries this season, and a quick offensive foul called against the Hornets. That's Kaya Abrams. Hornets trying to get out in transition. And now they're going to go with a 2-2-1 press. But again, they've got some injuries. Michael Aldridge dealing with some nagging injuries. Najee Pollard's got a hand injury she's dealing with. Leah Davis no longer with the team, so she will not be a part of the rotation anymore. So the Hornets are really undermanned, not having what they expected to have coming into the season. And so they have to deal with that now as conference season getting ready to get underway. And they're doing it. Coach Burgess making the adjustment to 2-3 zone. And they did a good job there on that possession, active on defense. Now out in transition. A good find from Abrams on the cutting Aldridge, and she's able to get the easy left-handed lay-in. Michael Aldridge, we talked about it, dealing with some nagging injuries, but she has played through it. She inspiring her teammates, the 5'5 junior, and certainly the most dangerous perimeter player on this team. She knows how important she is, and she's playing through the injuries because of it. And a travel called. Travel called on number 22, Carrie Moran. And so now the Hornets first look at them in the half court. The last game we had, they faced the Highlanders from New Jersey, the New Jersey Institute of Technology, and this was where they really struggled. Their half court offense was very, very stagnant, really struggled to get things going. And Lorna Caesar, a wild shot there. Looked like she had pretty decent position, and I think she was expecting contact, didn't get it, and threw up a wild shot over the head of everybody. Cornell really working on the left side. Open lady there for three. No good. That was Taylor DePalma. And now a block down low from Najee Pollard. Aldridge cutting, and a good steal from the center, number 32, Nicole Aston. And some back and forth defensive action here in the first quarter between the Hornets and the Big Red of Cornell. Aldridge very active on defense, and there looked like a kick ball there from Lorna Caesar. They called that or the out of bounds, not sure. Either way, Cornell ball. Carrie Moran with the ball up top. She swings it over to Morgan LeDuc. Down low, shot up, and Nia Marshall knocks it down. Her first 2 points of the game. And we talked about it. With the Hornets being in that 2-3 zone, you're not going to get too much on that end of the star versus star, Pollard versus Marshall matchup, but you will. Cornell going to play man-to-man, so it's going to be Marshall versus Pollard on this end of the floor, and there Marshall making a difference. She steals the pass away. The entry pass looking for Najee Pollard. A no-look pass there from LeDuc, and Aston able to make it happen there. Misses the first one, but gets the putback attempt to go. Good entry pass down low, but number 13, Aylin Sanker, not able to get it to go down low. And so the Hornets, just simply, you have to convert on those types of opportunities. We've seen Caesar and now Sanker miss two in close, and there Taylor DePalma knocks one down from the outside, and now we get a whistle. And the Hornets will sub. Alicia Sharp and Ivana Negron comes on the floor. And that third key to the game we talked about, Ivana Negron. The Hornets need to find a third scoring option. Michael Aldridge and Najee Pollard, of course, the two leading offensive output players for the Hornets. Ivana Negron is a player that with the potential, the capability, and the experience, now a sophomore out of New Jersey in her second season, she can be a sixth man off the bench. She can get hot from the outside. They need to get her going. If she can get going and be that third scoring option for the Hornets, that will really improve this offense. But Michael Aldridge with her second bucket of the game. She's got all 5 of the points for the Hornets here early on. Took one of the hole earlier, and they're knocking one down from the outside. And talking to people before the game, they're surprised that Micah can even get the ball to the hoop with the injury she's playing through. But she's a warrior. She's a competitor, and she's shown that here this season. And she's a big part of the Hornets and the success that they will or won't have. Everybody knows about Najee Pollard. She's going to put up her 20 points and 10 rebounds. That's pretty much been a given all season long. But what Michael Aldridge gives you is going to be key. And there's Taylor DePalma, her second consecutive three knocked down from the outside, and Coach Burgess will get a timeout with 5 minutes and 22 seconds. First timeout of the game. And so the Hornets, we talked about it, they're staying out of foul trouble, but Nia Marshall so far, the 2 points, she's got the edge over Najee Pollard, and that will lead us into our impact players. And they're the obvious set of impact players. Najee Pollard. Certainly, I was thinking about going in a different direction with the impact player. Was going to make it Michael Aldridge, maybe even Ivana Negron. But in a game like today, she's going against Nia Marshall. And they're certainly going to be the two best players on the floor. You see here some of the stats that they have. Pollard averaging over 19 points a game, double-double, and a first-team preseason all-MEAC selection. So Najee Pollard certainly the most decorated player on this Hornet basketball team. And Nia Marshall, again, one of the all-time players in Cornell history. She is second in points with nearly 1,500 points. She's going to need 199 points to be the all-time point getter in Cornell history. And she's going to have her opportunity to do so as the season moves on. But again, she ranks second in points, second in field goals made, third in free throws made, fourth in blocks, second in defensive rebounds, sixth in total rebounds. She's ninth in offensive rebounds. So she does it all. Fifth all-time in starts. She's going to pass for third in starts here. She's one start away from tying fourth in starts in the school's history. So Nia Marshall certainly going to go at it with Pollard. And there they go at it together. They battle for that rebound, and Najee Pollard comes up with it. She gets the putback, and the Hornets back within three. Again, the Hornets have not won since Thanksgiving, early before Thanksgiving. November the 20th, they defeated Wagner. There's DePalma open again on the corner. Not able to get this one to go, but there's Nia Marshall. She gets this rebound over Najee Pollard, and you begin to see the battle that these two ladies are going to put on. Pollard and Marshall, they will go at it. And DePalma spotting up on that far wing. They go inside to Aston, and she gets the lay-in. Nicole Aston. Aston, the 6'2 center out of California. And there, Michael Aldridge continuing her hot start. That's her second three of the game. She's got 8 points. And the Hornets hanging around there within two. Cornell 8-4 on the season. They defeated a MEAC opponent earlier this season. They beat Howard by 12 points. And we're going to get a foul call, I believe, on Ivana Negron. Just the first foul 6 minutes into this game for the Hornets. And we talked about they're going to have to stay out of foul trouble. They're missing some key players. Some that they will get back, some that they won't. And there's Nia Marshall, an outside jumper. Extends that lead back to 4. But so the Hornets, it's going to be key for them. Stay out of foul trouble. Here, Kia Abrams has it on the outside. They try to go inside to Pollard. Nia Marshall swats it away. Fans want a foul. They won't get it. Here's Marshall cutting on the other end. She goes inside, and a foul called on Najee Pollard. And Pollard and her abilities is one of the key reasons that the Hornets are running this 2-3 zone. In man-to-man, you will see, the team that lacks, with a team that lacks depth, the opposing team will go after the key player on the defensive end. When you go zone, you can prevent that kind of thing. And the Hornets, Coach Burge is trying to prevent that. So she's going zone and keeping Najee Pollard hopefully out of foul trouble. Of course, she undoubtedly the most important player on this Hornets basketball team. And now Cornell with a bit of a press, trying to turn the Hornets over. Hornets break the press. Pollard going around Marshall, tries to get the end one, but it just rolls off the rim. And Pollard, a great job going right at Marshall, drawing the foul. And so these two ladies going right at each other. A couple of rebounds and putbacks over each other. You saw Marshall go at Pollard, get the foul on her. And now Pollard goes right back at Marshall on the other end. And she knocks down the first free throw. Lorna Cisa will check in for Kia Abrams. So the Hornets going to go a little bit smaller here with this lineup. Pollard's second free throw is good. 15-12. The score, Cornell leads, a little under 3.5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Hornets offense having a lot of success Hornets go with the smaller lineup, and they go to a 3-2 zone. They'll have Negron, Aldridge, and Caesar guarding the perimeter. And a blocking foul will be called there on number 32, Alicia Sharp. Sharp, the freshman out of Lynette, Alabama. And her and Pollard, the two on the inside. Another three outside pulled up, this one from LeDuc. LeDuc can't get it to go. The Hornets in transition. Negron spots up from the outside, just a little bit long. Pollard goes up strong with the rebound. And it is a foul called on Pollard, it looks like.
Lady Hornet foul number 22, Najee Pollard, her second personal team.
Yep, Najee Pollard, the foul call, aggressive, trying to get the rebound, but her second foul here in the first quarter, not what you want to see if you were Coach Burgess. Pollard, not a player that you can afford to lose. And that will put Cornell in the bonus. LeDuc will go to the free throw line. She knocks down the first. And Coach Burgess showing faith in Pollard. Pollard already with 2 fouls here in the second quarter. But Coach Burgess leaving her on the floor, showing some faith, hoping she can get through the rest of this first quarter. Nia Marshall, a good deflection there. Aldridge trying to get the ball ahead to Pollard. Negron's got it up top. She drives, kicks out to Aldridge. Aldridge goes inside. Pollard's got position. She's got Marshall on her, goes up, and a travel called. Travel called on Pollard. Her pivot foot moves. And Dayani Cochran, another player dealing with some nagging injuries for the Hornets. She, the junior out of Las Vegas, Nevada, typically will come in 6'3" junior. She will come in to spell. And there a travel called on Cornell, but she's the one you would typically see come in the game for the Hornets to get Pollard some rest. But again, she's dealing with a nagging injury. She is dressed, so we will see how much of an impact that she has. Cornell now moving into a zone of their own. Sharp kicks out to Aldridge. Aldridge goes up the running right-handed teardrop. Won't go, but she gets her own rebound. Hornets, though, a little bit of stagnant offense. Not much movement. Aldridge has it up top, goes to Pollard. Pollard's got a mismatch. She goes right at her man, and another travel call. Had Maddie Reed on her, the freshman. 5'10" freshman for Cornell, and Pollard didn't like the walk call. She walks down with the referee to discuss the call. Thought, if anything, she was fouled. But nonetheless, travel called against the Hornets. Pollard a little bit out of sorts, couple of fouls, couple of traveling violations here early in the game. But 17-12 the score, Cornell ahead. Marie Hatch, the spot-up jumper there. She knocks it down. Extends the lead to 7. And this is where the Hornets have struggled, that half-court offense. Mike Aldridge trying to stay hot, can't get the shot to go. And we've got a tie-up called. Ball will stay with the Hornets. But Mike Aldridge, certainly a player with the ability to create on her own, and she trying to do that. But Coach Burgess going to take her out, get her some rest. Going to bring in Kaya Abrams. Negron swings it to Abrams. Abrams goes to Pollard. And we've got a foul called. This one on Nicole Aston. Aston, the 6'2" senior out of Woodland Hills, California, and she can be a problem if she ends up on Najee Pollard. with her height advantage. Turnover there by the Hornets. Cornell going to try and run. Hatch over to Reed. Reed swings it out to DePalma. She pulls up, can't get it to go. And LeDuc and DePalma both going for the rebound. LeDuc throws it off of DePalma and it goes out of bounds. And now Najee Pollard will come in and we will see Aylin Sanker back in the game. So good opportunity here for Coach Bird. Just less than a minute to go. Grab Michael Aldridge and Najee Pollard some rest. And Pollard again with 2 fouls, certainly not going to hurt. And now Ivana Negron, the best offensive player on the floor for the Hornets. Sanker out to Caesar. Caesar drives back to Sanker. Sanker pulls up way short on the jumper. But she gets her own rebound. Knew it was short, chased it down. Hornets got to go back to the well. Ball never hit the rim. Sharp had to throw it up. And couldn't get it to go, but a loose foul called on Cornell. Call on Megan LeDuc. And so the Hornets now will have a chance to take the last shot if they want. Negron drives. Kicks to Abrams. Abrams driving and a foul called. They call a push-off on Kaya Abrams. And I don't know about that call. But nonetheless, the ref makes it. And now we will see Lanaja Ash for the first time come in the game. Najee Pollard also comes back in. She's going to try and anchor the defensive unit for this final possession. Under 5 seconds to go. LeDuc pulls up from way outside in an air ball. Way short. LeDuc saw the clock, knew she had to pull it up. Half a second remaining here in the first quarter, and that will do it.
At the end of the first quarter with the score, Cornell 19, your Lady Hornets 12.
And so Michael Aldridge with 8 first quarter points, but once she got it to 12 to 10, the Hornets really struggled on offense, had some fouls called against them, and Cornell ended that quarter on a 7-0 run. And now lead this game 19 to 10. Taylor DePalma, she's knocked down a couple of early threes in the game for the Big Red. And that a key reason why Cornell, with their 7-point lead after the first quarter. And talking about Cornell through the first 10 games of this season, again, they're through 12 now, but the Big Red had a 7-3 record in their first 10 games that matched the best start in their program's history.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is what I do. Cornell, I told you, I'm calling a couple of you guys.
First one that happened twice before, happened for Cornell way back in 1972 and 73. And then 17 years ago in the 1999-2000 season for the Big Red. But we talked about the Hornets. They've struggled this season in the non-conference. Their lone win at Wagner back on November the 20th. Since then, they've had some real struggles and not too many opportunities to win a lot of games. Virginia Tech, a top 25 team, they played them back on December the 30th. Lost that one 88-48. And again, closing out their non-conference schedule with Cornell. Them and the men will start their conference schedule in just a few days. January the 7th, they will be at North Carolina A&T. And then January the 9th, they will be on the road against North Carolina Central. Second quarter underway. Cornell up 19-12. Hornets come out with the same 5 they finished the first quarter with. Pollard active defensively, swats that entry pass away. Under 5 seconds to go, and the Hornets get a turnover. Lanaja Ash, very good perimeter defender. She is a bother. She is a great option to get under the skin of an opponent's best perimeter defender. But again, the Hornets not able to play a ton of man-to-man, which limits Lanaja's effect. But nonetheless, the freshman out of Roanoke Rapids, North Carolina, she is a key for this team, and a foul called on the floor against Cornell. And Aldridge now will come back in the game for Lanijah Ash. Caesar on the inbound, goes to Pollard, and a foul called. This is going to be a shooting foul, I believe, on Marshall. Yes, it's on Nia Marshall. Pollard had it and was getting ready to go up with it, and they call the foul on Nia Marshall. And so now her and Pollard both with 2 fouls. And Pollard's first free throw is good, and you see it, the refs not afraid to blow the whistle so far in this game. And now an opportunity for the Hornets. Nia Marshall going to come off the floor. Head coach Dana Smith, in her 15th season as the Cornell Big Red head coach. She gets Nia Marshall off the floor. Pollard misses the second free throw, so only 1 point out of the possession. But again, an opportunity for the Hornets now with Marshall off the floor, and you see very active in that zone. Pulling up from the outside is DePalma. Shot no good. Offensive rebound. DePalma driving with this one. Can't get it. She gets it stolen away by Ivana Negron, and now the Hornets pressing. Pass swatted away by number 34, Marie Hatch. And so active hands on both ends of the floor. Big Red and the Hornets working on the defensive end. Here's Aston. She's got it inside. She's going at Sharp. Can't get it, or she does get it to go, excuse me. Gets the friendly roll. Aldridge, a spot up 3. Can't get it to go. And Mike Aldridge is never afraid to take her shot. She got going early on, and she's going to continue that. And now a foul called. DePalma driving. Aldridge gets called with a reach as DePalma was going up. So it will be 2 free throws for DePalma. And an opportunity to make this a double-digit game for the first time in the ball game, but she misses the first. And a couple of subs coming in for the Hornets. Janelle Addison and Taylor Sparks Faulkner, both freshmen, getting their first action of the game. You see Faulkner, another player dealing with an injury. She's got that left knee brace on. So the Hornets certainly a banged up team, but all these girls toughing it out. They know they have to. Just to have enough girls to play. Addison gets this one knocked away. DePalma in the driving lane. She goes on another fast break, misses the layup. Good fast transition defense from the Hornets. And the missed layup goes out of bounds off Delaware State. But a 9-point game. And Lanijah Ash will check back in for Lorna Caesar. And now number 10, Janae Dennis, will check in for the first time for Cornell. And Pollard swats that inbounds pass away. And so we talked about it. The Hornets have some injuries, but Coach Burgess gets these girls in and out of games. Pollard and Aldridge, really the two that you're going to see on the floor for the vast majority of the game. Other than that, she really rotates in everybody else on the bench. And good cutting action there from Maddie Reed, and a good pass inside there, I believe by Carrie Moran it was, and that will send Reed to the line. And the foul on Najee Pollard, that her third. Pollard's third personal. 7:23 to go in the second quarter. And Najee Pollard with 3 fouls already in the game. And Coach Burgess going to get her off, bringing back in Sanker. And that's huge for the Hornets. Pollard, without a doubt, best player on the team, one of the best players in the conference. And they very well might be without her for the rest of this first half. And now out of bounds called on Janelle Addison. More good defense from Cornell. And with Pollard's offense off the floor, they're going to bring Negron back in for Addison. And the Hornets now will go to that 3-2 zone. They like to go to that 3-2 zone with Negron in. She's 5'8", taller for a guard, so she can cause some problems at the top and middle of that zone. And so they like having her there in a 3-2. And now a tie-up jump ball will go back to the Hornets. So the Hornets really battling on the defensive end, but same thing we talked about in that NJIT game against the Highlanders in the last time we were here for Hornets basketball. They really struggled to get things going on offense, and we're seeing the same problems persist today, 3.5 minutes into the second quarter, and they've got just the 1 point. Michael Aldridge with the ball, trying to go inside to Sanker, and it will be knocked away. Sanker can't hang on to it. Out of bounds, and the ball will go back to Cornell. Shot up and no good, but the Hornets in that zone could not box out. Janae Davis missed the shot, but it was Taylor DePalma coming up with the rebound on the other end, and a fresh 30 seconds for Cornell, and they continue to move this zone around. This one, number 22, Carrie Moran, pulls up. She can't get it to go, and now a foul as the Hornets try and get going the other way. Foul called on Dennis. And now Megan Leduc will check in for Taylor DePalma. Ten-point game here. A little under 6 minutes to go in the first half. Hornets just moving around the top. Aldridge gets inside, goes Sanker trying the reverse layup, can't get it to go. And again, opportunities you just cannot miss right there. And you got to think Najee Pollard gets that to go down. And there, Reed with the runner. She can't get it to go. The Hornets now in transition. Aldridge got to pull it out, can't find anything. And now the Hornets will reset up top. Aldridge over to Ash. Ash pulls up from the outside. She can't get it to go. And the Hornets really stuck in neutral on the offensive end. Aston's got it. She's double teamed down low. Now it's Leduc. She's got it. She swings it over to Moran. Hornets much more active than they were early in the game on the defensive end, and it's paying off, keeping themselves in the game. Only down 10. Dennis pulls up for three. She knocks it down. And just as I say, the Hornets' activity on defense paying off. Cornell spreads them out, finds the open girl. She knocks down the three. And Cornell now doubling up the Hornets, 26-13. Negron kicks to Faulkner. Faulkner to Ash. Ash with some space. She doesn't take the shot. Negron goes inside to Sanker. Sanker goes up, and she just cannot buy a basket here, shaking her head as she runs down the floor. Just cannot find it. And a travel called there on Megan Leduc. And now the under 5 timeout. And the Hornets just 1 point here in this second quarter. That a free throw made by Najee Pollard. And so 5 minutes and 42 seconds to go. Into this second quarter, and the Hornets with just the 1 point. They've had some looks, haven't been able to get them to go. And they've had some turnovers, And the refs been less active in this second quarter, haven't called as many fouls. They've been letting them play more. But again, 3 fouls called against Najee Pollard, and that is big for this Hornets team. Of course, she, the best offensive player for Delaware State. And with some stats here, pretty balanced attack from Cornell. 5 points from Nia Marshall, 6 points from Nicole Aston, and 7 from Taylor DePalma. And they're shooting 9 for 24. The Hornets just 4 of 16 in the game. Only 2 players have scored. Najee Pollard's got 5. Michael Aldridge has 8. And that's it. Aylin Sanker's 0 for 4. Caesar's got a shot. She missed it. Negron, Sharp, and Lanijah Ash all also with 1 shot that they could not get to go. And so the Hornets really struggling. And now the Hornets will go with Diani Cochran. She will get her first action of this first half, hoping, Coach Burgess hoping for somebody to get something going on offense with Najee Pollard out of the game. Negron's got it up top. She swings it to Caesar. Caesar tries to go in, and a blocking foul called on Janae Dennis. And so 1 more foul against Cornell, and the Hornets will be in the bonus. Cochran's got it inside, swings it out to Caesar. At the 4-minute mark to go here in the second quarter. Negron pulls up. Bank is not open this late on a Thursday night. And a kick called on Aldridge. Good opportunity, though, for the Hornets to slow things down and set their defense. Number 32, Alicia Sharp checks in for Sparks Faulkner. And Cornell hasn't been great on the offensive end in their own right. They've had some sloppy play after some early threes by Taylor DePalma. They've kind of struggled a little bit. The Hornets defense keeping them in it. And just as I say it, Megan LeDuc able to take it to the hole and grow the lead to 15. I should stop talking about how good the Hornets defense has been. Every time I do, Cornell scores. The announcer jinx. What can I say? Ivana Negron with it at the top of the key for the Hornets. And they continue to struggle on offense, still looking for somebody to make something happen. Aldridge looking to be that person. She's got another 3, her 3rd of the game, her 11th point. Aldridge doing everything she can to keep the Hornets around. Cornell stuck with this zone. Samantha Weidman, she's in for the first time in the game, and she takes it to the hole. She gets it to go, Samantha Widman goes to the rack, gets it in, lays it in, and it's 30-16, Cornell. Cochran's got it, posts up, goes inside. No foul called there on Aston. Looked like Cochran got some contact there as she went up for the shot, but Aston gets away with it. And Alicia Sharp gets a foul called against her. And so now Cornell will head the other way. Two minutes until halftime. Taylor DePalma knocks another one down from the outside. Taylor DePalma cracking double digits now. She's got 10, 3 of them on 3-pointers. Lorna Caesar with the ball at the top of the key. She drives, she gets the bank shot to go. The running bank shot, and now the Big Red in transition. They go to Maddie Reed. She can't get it to go, and now here come the Hornets the other way. Aldridge with it. Cornell, a good job getting back on defense. Negron drives, and Negron just not aggressive enough on the offensive end. Had a layup, tried to go to Cochran, and turns it over. And now another tie-up. Good transition defense from the Hornets, but Negron, we talk about the Hornets needing a third scoring option, and Negron has the potential to be that, but she's got to show confidence, got to be able to go up with her shot. And there had an opportunity for a layup. Even if she got fouled, she could go to the free throw line. But instead of turnover, and she will come out of the game. Lanija Ash will come in along with Faulkner. And another foul called on Alicia Sharp. More foul trouble for the Hornets. Sharp's now got 3 fouls against her. Her and Pollard both, and they are both interior players, so the Hornets, we've talked about it, already thin. And now 2 players with 3 fouls. And an off-ball foul called now, and Michael Aldrich didn't see it. But the ref calls it, and that will send Samantha Widman to the line. And Widman gets the first to go. And an offensive rebound for Cornell. That Christine Eland. And those are the things that the Hornets cannot afford to have happen.
1 minute. 1 minute.
Cannot give up an offensive rebound and a layup off of a free throw. But you see it, the Hornets just look out of sync. Nobody on the same page on the offensive end. Ash had a decent look. She can't get it to go. Bodies on the floor. Aldridge able to come up with it and swing it out to Sharp. And a new 30-second shot clock for the Hornets. Down 36-18 here, under a minute to go. Aldridge goes up, swings it over to Caesar. Caesar crosses over. She puts up the shot and gets it to go.
Timeout, Cornell University.
And so Coach Smith for Cornell will use a timeout. Going to give her girls an opportunity. They're going to draw up a play and theoretically will take the last shot of this first half.
We know it's snowing outside, but we have some good news. It's not sticking. Hey, clap for that. Clap up for that. Amen.
But again, 36-20 the score. Cornell leads. Very impressive second quarter for Cornell. Hornets with just 7 points. Excuse me, 8 points here in the second quarter.
Look at the snow's not sticking. Take Travis.
And Cornell, an Ivy League school, their men's team with a great tradition in the Ivy League, have won the Ivy League plenty throughout their time. On the Ivy League, known for some upsets in the men's and women's tournament. You get more from the men's side altogether. There's a foul called inside on the Hornets. Cornell not waiting.
Number 24, Mona Caesar. Her first personal team's 5th.
For the buzzer, Widman will go to the line again. But Harvard, the team in the women's division on the Ivy League, to look out for, 11-1 so far this season. But Cornell right there, 8-4. Cornell certainly a very good basketball team. Hornets get the rebound, so an opportunity to cut into this lead one more time before the half. Aldridge pulls up, can't get it to go. And out of bounds on Cornell. Looked like the right call off of Maddie Reed. And so now 4 seconds to go. And your best inbound play has got to be drawn up here. Caesar tries to go to Aldridge, comes off, Ash pulls up, she gets it to go. The bank shot for Lanija Ash drops. And the Hornets with a couple of late buckets there in the first half. To close the lead to 14, but certainly going to need to get things going on the offensive end in the second half. Taylor DePalma with 10 points on the outside. Widman came in late off the bench. She was able to pick up a few points. Nicole Aston's been a factor inside. She's got 6. and 5 rebounds. As for the Hornets, Michael Aldridge with 11 points. Najee Pollard with 5. Lorna Caesar's got 2. And Lanijah Ash with 4. So the Hornets will go to halftime. The Hornets down 36-22. Stay tuned for second half action here at Memorial Hall.
You gonna do it? Okay. Now let me explain what's gonna go down. We're gonna let you guys participate in some of the Hornet games. This is called Hornet Bowl-A-Round. Right? So let me explain to you, right? She said I'm making it up on the spot. I kind of am a little bit. Now, it's going to go around. We're going to get 2 chances, basically 2 frames, right? We're going to team it up. This is your son? Close it out. Good friend. Whoa. Good friend. All right. Okay. What's up, brother? No problems? Here we go. Look, you play football? Not no more? All right. That's what you're going to do. You guys are going to get a ball. Now we're going to have 2 teams, you get 2 frames. So the key is, just like bowling, whoever knocks down the most pins by adding up both frames will be considered the winner, and will win today's prize of a brand new car. Sounds good? Sounds good? All right.
Thank you,
so,
sir.
Team, this is Barbara, and Dee, and the guy on the phone, Jalen, and Miss Jackie, right? All right, now Miss Jackie and Jalen, you guys are going to go down there. You're on that side? Okay, perfect. And you guys are here. Now you have to bowl from the blue line. Right here, you see the blue line? You gotta be behind this blue line. Now we're gonna see who has the higher number of dice gets to go first. No, you're just gonna roll dice, see who goes first. Let's throw. You wanna go door down? No. 6. You can bring some music up. Bring some music up. What you got, D? Jalen? 6-2. You know what? We're just gonna let them go first. All right? Here you go, Miss Barbara. You're first. You can reach that. You gotta believe. I like your boots, though. It's actually supposed to be a guy lighter. One of them. So bombers. Good. Okay. What is that? Got a ball? Got a ball. All right, let's go, Miss Jackie. What you got for me? Miss Jackie, okay. How many we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, 6-0. Now you go deep with the back attack. Well, you was a troublemaker, wasn't you? What you got, D? Is this guy the bowling team? Oh, D! I distracted him. Can we go let me go again? I distracted him. I was trying to tell you not to cross the blue line. No, I was trying to give you that. Make sure you did. Should we let me go again? All right, well, let's go again. Maybe because they got 6 and you only got 2. All right, let's go, D. We're going to set it up for you one more time. The key is to hit the first blue one. That's actually not a bad idea. How many did you get?
What's that?
4. All right, take what you got for me.
If you do that right, it'll work.
Oh, spare. Nothing. They were supposed to send it back up again. You were supposed to send it back up. Where are we finding help at? What is this?
That's not how you do a frame. You're supposed to leave it in a frame of bowling.
One more. Y'all want to start the whole thing all over again?
What was he talking about?
Okay, we're going to start
In a
everything
frame of
all over
bowling,
again.
you keep the 4 there.
We got time. We're starting all over again.
I don't know what he's doing.
Okay,
I don't think he knows what he's doing.
Oh, it's a football. Yeah, you got the... Well, I'm waiting for everybody to lose. Here you go. Let's go, Miss Barbara, from Guy Night. Celebrity Apprentice. You got it stuck. Oh, my gosh. Whose mom is this? Let's go, Miss Jackie. What you got for me? She not only hit the gutter, she was the camera woman. All right, let's go, Dean. What you got for me? Let's go. Okay. D got 3. Jalen, what you got? You gonna blow it? Let me see, Jay. Oh, we got the last one to fall. All right, well, this team is the winner. Show both of them some love. 4-3. We appreciate you guys. Make sure you go see my guy today. It's a wicked prize. High five. Did anyone the car? Nobody won the car. You gotta get a strike to win the car. You gotta get a strike. 2 strikes in a row to get the car. All right, now I need a Hornet. Can I get anybody who's a Hornet? Oh, I need a volunteer. You volunteer? Come on down here, man. All right, now. You want to come on down here? I like you. Come here. You feel that baby. Ooh. Come here. You feel that big girl. Kill the squirrel. That's the name. She's an old one, too. All right. Now, this next thing is called Name That Baby Hornet. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to put one of the current players' baby picture up there. And you have to guess what Hornet that is. Sometimes you might be able to tell, some people don't grow. All right? We got the photo ready. Don't say nothing. Hold up. All right. Let's take a good look at this. The baby looks so pretty. Got that, what they call, good hair. Name that baby. Is that Tyler? Is it Tyler or Taylor? Taylor what? She said Taylor Hornet. What? She's a Hornet. Should we give it to her or is she the winner? Alright, we'll let you go. You got signed up for the prize with Dennis Jones. We're gonna take care of you guys. Give her the car. Okay, you know what we do? Also, this is gonna be our big prize with most of the students are on break. We always do the half-court shot. Who wants to do the half-court shot? Look at your husband. Come on down here. Come on down here, good fella. You're a recruit, we can't get you there. Any of my students? Anybody? All right, come on down. Come on, young fella. Yeah. All right, you ready, fellas? Now, what's your name? Y'all cute dogs? Omega Man. Okay, I don't want no trouble. You said Omega Man. I said, oh man. I don't want no problem. What's your name? Good brother, tell everybody where you from. Okay. New Jersey? Liam Nelson? Take it? All right, now what you gonna do? You're gonna get a half-court shot. Now the key is, you can't cross the line. You cross the line, you get disqualified. You get one shot. You ready? Richmond, you got it first, baby. Hold it down. This way. We go this way. Oh, yeah. Oh, you hit the backboard, though. Set over all hands with 4 hands. Keep it on, good shot, baby. Omega. Whoa. Hold on, cut the music. Hold up. Now, when he first came down, he was like, Omega, man. He should have had a court shot, nigga to the foul. I'm just messing. But I appreciate you. Liam Nelson from taking 1, 2, and 3. Okay, you got some swagger. Oh, look good. Show all of our participants a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. We appreciate you guys. Once again, special shout out to all my administration right over here. Shout out to all my DSU Hornets right there, who's here in the courtyards right now. Shout out to the men's basketball team. Y'all out here? Track team is in the building. And then what's one you want to get one shot? I'm going one shot. Give me one shot. I'm going to give one shot. This is because I got that same hoodie. It was on Black Friday sale. $20. I got that. Are you ready, young fellas? you slide. You made that air ball. I'm cutting off all your hair. Oh, you almost had it. You almost had it. Once again, show my man a round of applause. They about to come back out here to the dance floor. You know what I want to do? I want to interview somebody live. You know we got the scoreboards. Let's see the scoreboards. Let me get somebody from the track team. Oh, let me give him a game ball back. You first. It's the game ball team. All right, let's go, track team. Where's my camera? Where's my good camera? This camera on? Come on. We got to do an on-the-spot interview right now. If y'all don't know, all of our games are being broadcast live on YouTube right now. Go to WDSU-TV on YouTube. Mr. Chucky and WDSU-TV is going live. Okay, now we're here live. Okay. Better turn me out some player really quick. Now we'll start something new. It's called the current event question of the week. Now you're going to have to name this person. Right? Kind of sort of. It's in the news. This person this week was caught lip syncing. Who was it? Hey, don't say anything. Don't say anything. Who is this person? Mariah Carey. That's it. Did y'all see that? Yes, she was right. They try to believe it all. You got it right. But come back though. Come here. Yeah, last question. You ready? Yeah, you want a prize? You're going to get to walk back to your seat. That is the prize. Now, you're going to give a shout out in the promotion of the track. Go ahead and say whatever you want.
Okay, well, my name is Brady, and I'm on the track team. And shout out to my track squad, the Hornets.
All right, so, Coach Cook here. We appreciate you guys coming on out on this cold day. Back to the game, we got Tony Anthony. Shout out to the Twins. Happy New Year to everybody. New Year's resolution this year to give everything we got. Shout out to my skin Matt.
Hornets fans, be sure to follow Delaware State home basketball games live on your phone.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Just a few minutes until we begin the second half of action. Again, Cornell leading this ball game 36-22 over the Delaware State University Hornets. Cornell shooting 13 of 29. They shot 50% in that second quarter, and they're at 45% for the game. Meanwhile, the Hornets just 33% in the game, 8 of 24. So they really struggling to get things going on offense. They've got 13 turnovers to Cornell's 6. So things really not going well. Just 2 assists for the Hornets. Not great ball movement, not a ton of setting each other up, putting each other in good opportunities, to get easy buckets. And that's been a big problem for them much of this season. And so because of that, they're down 36-22. We'll take this minute to preview some upcoming games here we will be doing at Delaware State. Again, these will be your live streams here at WDSU-TV. You see January the 14th, that's going to be a special one. For those of you fans of the men's basketball team, Kendall Gray will be honored for his sensational season a couple of seasons ago. Was the Conference Player of the Year and Conference Defensive Player of the Year in the MEAC, one of the greatest Hornets of all time. Kendall Gray will be honored on January the 14th against Hampton, so that's going to be a big game as well for Delaware State, both the men and women. So certainly one you're going to want to tune into. And then a couple days later, they've got Norfolk State, and then a couple of weeks, 2 weeks until we get Florida A&M, and then North Carolina Central and North Carolina A&T will visit. And then Morgan State, UMES, and Howard will close out the home season for Delaware State. And then, of course, the MEAC tournament will kick off. So you see here, these are the men's games. Hampton, Norfolk State, Florida A&M, NC Central and A&T, and then Morgan State, UMES, and Howard. Again, January the 14th, our next live stream will be the honoring of Kendall Gray here at Memorial Hall. Second half underway. Hornets start with the ball, and you see Najee Pollard back on the floor. She didn't play the final 7 minutes. She's got 3 fouls, so she's going to have to be careful. Just one more that she can afford to have the rest of the game. And now a foul called. This one will be against Michael Aldridge. Nia Marshall, another player you didn't see very much in that second quarter. Marshall with 2 fouls. So Coach Smith from Cornell getting her off the floor. So Cornell, a very balanced attack, several players getting in on the action. Meanwhile, for the Hornets, just 5, and 3 of them have 2 points. Here's Aldridge. She's the leading point getter for the Hornets with 11. Pollard goes up for the rebound. Can't get it, and they will call it out of bounds on Nicole Aston. 9 players with points for Cornell. Just 1 in double digits. That's Taylor DePalma. She's knocked down a few from the outside. And Pollard going inside. She goes after Nia Marshall, and we haven't really gotten to see those two very much. We talked about it. They've had their foul trouble in this game, and so unfortunately we haven't gotten plenty of opportunities to see the two go head-to-head, but hopefully we'll get to see more action between the two in the second half. We're going to need to if the Hornets are going to have a chance. Aston inside, beats Sanker. And the lead swells back to 15 for Cornell. And the Hornets have had a few open looks. They just have not been able to get them to go. Had some easy looks inside that they missed early, including the girl with the ball, Sanker. And a foul called on the Hornets. And so a little bit of ticky-tack fouls called so far in this game. Cornell inside to Marshall. Pollard goes straight up, able to contest and force the miss. And Caesar pushing, kicks it out. Shot up from Abrams and no good. No good, but those are the kinds of shots that the Hornets need to be able to convert. An open look. And a foul called on Najee Pollard. And again, the ticky-tack fouls called. That was not even close. I mean, some of these calls, you know, they're touching the opponent and are getting a foul called, and that's Pollard's 4th. And you just, you know, you have to understand that there are players, you just can't call a 4th foul on a player that doesn't deserve it. That was just, they've called some ticky-tack ones in this game, but that was absolutely an awful call, and it's really going to affect the Hornets. Pollard already with 4 now. And if the Hornets were going to have any chance to come back, Pollard was going to need to be a key cog in it, and it's going to be a struggle for her to be a part of it. Now with that 4th foul, Caesar attacks the bucket. She gets the easy lay-in. And the Hornets trying to hang around. And but if I'm Cornell right now, I'm getting Nia Marshall open, and I'm going after Pollard, trying to get that 5th foul and get her out of the game. And if you're Pollard, you have to be smart, cannot be overly aggressive. And you see it, Marshall blows by her and gets the lay-in. And so 43-26 the score now Cornell out in front. And Aldridge goes at the bucket, can't get it to go. Pollard, the offensive rebound in the lane. And a block called here. Blocking foul called on Alicia Sharp. Sharp looked like she had position, but the only thing I can figure, she might have had a foot in the half circle under the basket. And Pollard now will come off the floor in favor of Faulkner. Again, 4 fouls against Pollard. Marshall now going at Faulkner, and she gets the lay-in. Nia Marshall beginning to take over here in this second half. No, that was one of the big reasons they were going to need Pollard on the floor, was to hold down Nia Marshall, and instead she's off the floor, and Marshall going to try and go to work against this Hornets defense. And Abrams gets it tapped out from behind. It will remain with the Hornets. 13 seconds left on the shot clock. Sharp comes off. Negron checks in. And you can see it when Pollard or Aldridge is off the floor. Negron is on. And a poor inbounds pass from Caesar. LeDuc knocks it away and gets the easy transition basket. 47-28 now. The lead really beginning to swell now for the Cornell Big Red. Negron pulls up the mid-range jumper short. LeDuc pushing ahead to Moran. Moran goes to Marshall. Marshall kicks it out. And now LeDuc's got it at the top of the key. Aston goes at Abrams and gets the lay-in. And the lead now to 21, 49-28. Big Red really imposing their will here in this second half. Caesar attacking, kicks out. Negron, an open look. She knocks it down. And they call their foot on the line, so a 2 for Ivana Negron. But still, you'd like to see more of that from the Hornets. Drive and kick. And Cornell really going down low, attacking the Hornets inside. Without Pollard there, that's not a bad strategy. And especially with some of the fouls the refs have been calling on both sides. There have been plenty of ticky-tack fouls called against both teams. Both these refs certainly haven't been afraid to blow their whistles. And so the lead at 21, 4:51 remaining here in this third quarter. And the Hornets, Coach Burgess going to have to come up with a game plan to get the Hornets back in this game without their best player. The Hornets have work to do. And it's probably going to start with Micah Aldridge. Aldridge, their best perimeter scorer. And she's not afraid to shoot the basketball. She's got double-digit attempts in this game. But unfortunately, she just, with some of the nagging injuries she has, not able to be as efficient as she normally is. But, you know, you look at the keys to the game, and the first key to the game was star versus star, Pollard versus Marshall. And Marshall really beginning to take over this game with Pollard out. And we haven't gotten to see much of it because of the foul trouble that Pollard has been in. And that goes hand in hand with our second key to the game. Stay out of foul trouble, and the Hornets with multiple players with 3 fouls, including Najee Pollard, again, with 4. And that's the biggest headline of this game. And that third scoring option we talked about, Hornets have not found it. Negron struggling. The Hornets, Najee Pollard has 9, Michael Aldridge with 11. And they're the only players with significant amount of points. Lorna Caesar with 6. So, you know, the Hornets still struggling to find an offensive identity. And without Pollard, don't have much of a defensive identity either. Caesar swings it out. Abrams fakes the drive, goes inside to Faulkner, and Faulkner drops it, turns it over. And Cornell continuing to push, try to go down low to Christine Eland.
Correction. Hornets ball.
And they called it out of bounds on the Hornets at first, but the refs get together and overturn it. And so the ball will go the Hornets' way. .51-30 the score. Cornell out in front. Aldridge has it, goes down low to Faulkner. Faulkner going to go at Aston. Aston, though, shuts her down. And the Hornets, you see it looking for somebody. Abrams pulls up from the outside. She can't get it to go. The Hornets just looking for somebody to be aggressive and take the shot, and they just don't have that person right now with Pollard out. Aggressive pass there from Caesar. Aldridge able to corral it and pulls up from three. The big red, and now Negron saves it. Cornell going the other way. De Palma goes right at Ash, and it's a foul called on Ash.
Lady Hornet foul number 34, LaAsia Ash. Her first personal, team's fifth. Shooting two, Taylor De Palma.
De Palma started hot, had it going from behind the arc early, but has cooled off since then, and she'll come off the floor in favor of Samantha Widman. But a 19-point game here, less than 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. 8-4 Cornell leading the 1-11 Hornets. Final game in the non-conference season for Delaware State. Aldridge pulls up from the outside. Just a little too strong, and Cornell's got the rebound, but great defense there from LaAsia Ash to force the deflection. Aldridge kicks it out. Ash pulls up from beyond the arc. She knocks it down.
LaAsia Ash for 3.
And that will cut the lead now to 16. And the 16-point lead is not insurmountable. You can get it going, but this Hornets team just needs a run. They go inside to Marshall, can't get it to go. Good defense from Abrams. And Ash steps out of bounds after a push from Christine Eland, but they don't make the call on Eland, out of bounds. And so Cornell will retain possession and with a new 30. Marshall pulls up from the free throw line, knocks it down. And Cornell gets the extra possession and takes advantage of it. But this lead is not insurmountable if you can just get a 10-0 run, get something to get it to single digits. But it needs to happen soon. Aldridge pulls up. She drives. She pulls down, knocks down the pull-up jumper. And so Michael Aldridge really giving her best effort, one of her best efforts of the season, trying to keep her Lady Hornets in the game. We've talked about the injuries she's played through. She's not going to go down without a fight in any game this season. The junior out of Cleveland, Ohio. Chance of defense from this Hornet crowd. The offense has gotten better, and now the defense. LaAsia Ash with the turnover, but they get it right back. Good transition defense there. Carrie Moran able to steal it away from Ash. And one step forward and 2 steps back for this Hornets team. Aldridge with it over on the left wing. Goes right at LeDuc, and she gets it to go. No foul called. Looked like there could have been one, but Aldridge really not bothered at this point in the game. She's really starting to get going, which is exactly what the Hornets need on the offensive end. But the defense needing to make something happen here. Abrams all over Marshall. Marshall pulls up the runner. No good. No new shot clock, didn't hit the rim. Shot no good. And a shot clock violation out of bounds. Either way, the Hornets defense comes up big there, and now with 15 seconds to go, 15 seconds to go, an opportunity for the Hornets late in this third quarter. Lanasia Ash came off the bench and provided a spark for this Hornets team. But it's been Michael Aldridge on the offensive end. Caesar's got it, under 10 seconds to go. Swings it out to Negron. Negron, the pump fake. Caesar pulls up from three. Can't get it to go. And that will end the third quarter. And a little bit curious there as to why they didn't go Michael Aldridge's direction to end this third quarter with the way she got going. But a good late charge there from the Hornets to get going. Michael Aldridge got going on the offensive end. And so a 16-point lead again, not insurmountable, but they have got to get going, get back into their rhythm on the defensive end. Michael Aldridge has gotten going. They wind up with 18 points in that third quarter. By far their highest scoring quarter of the game. But they need to do a better job on the defensive side of the floor. And when they do get stops, they have to secure it. We've seen turnovers, stepping out of bounds. After they get a stop, they've given Cornell way too many extra possessions, not even off of offensive rebounds. They've just turned the ball over after getting a stop. And they've given Cornell those extra possessions, and they've taken advantage of it without those extra possessions. This could be a single-digit ball game, but 4 fouls on Najee Pollard. Again, 10-minute fourth quarter. Very, very curious to see at what point does Coach Burgess go with Najee Pollard in this game. You see Najee Pollard in this game, just 14 of the 30 minutes played in this game. That, of course, not ideal for the Hornets. She is the leading minute getter by far on this team. She averages 33, almost 34 minutes a game for the Hornets. But only 14 in this game and still not on the floor to start the fourth quarter. Carrie Mason gets inside. She can't get it to go, and now the Hornets close out the possession. Excuse me, that was Carrie Moran. And now Abrams can't get it to go. She picks up her dribble, swings it up top to Lorna Caesar. And the Hornets, you'd like to see a little bit more sense of urgency on offense. They go down to Faulkner. Faulkner goes up, can't get it to go. And Cornell now in transition. Great fast break pass there from Megan LeDuc to find Samantha Widman, and Widman with the easy layup. And the Hornets just very stagnant on offense. A lot of standing around, not a lot of movement from them on offense. Lorna Caesar pulls up way off the mark. And another transition bucket, this one by Carrie Moran, the lead back to 20. And really unsure of what the Hornets are doing on offense. Negron and Aldridge just standing in the corner. Caesar drives, kicks out, and a foul called on number 35, Maddie Reed. But it looks like they're really trying to let Lorna Caesar create, try and get open looks for her teammates. But it just hasn't worked. And with the lead what it is, I'm not sure that we're going to see Najee Pollard again unless the Hornets can really get back into this game and cut it to single digits. I'm not even sure that if I were Coach Burgess, I would would even bother putting Pollard back in the game. Ash pulls up. It's no good. Cornell with the rebound. Lanesia Ash, the call against her here. But again, Pollard, just 14 minutes in this game, and with conference season coming up starting here very soon, they're going to head to North Carolina for back-to-back road games against Central and A&T. Really not much of a point in playing her if the game is out of hand. And another layup, this one by Nia Marshall. And the lead now over 20, and you have to wonder how long Coach Smith for Cornell is going to leave her starters in the game, especially Nia Marshall, one of the all-time players in Cornell's history. And Aldridge fouled, this time by Maddie Reed. So Aldridge will go to the line for two. But again, I would be surprised if we see Nia Marshall for much longer in this game. Aldridge hits the first. Janae Dennis, will check in for Cornell. So 62-42 the score, 7.5 minutes remaining here in this fourth quarter. Cornell looking to move to 9-4 heading into their conference season. Great offense being run right now by Cornell. Maddie Reed, a good cut inside and a good find by Carrie Moran. And Cornell continuing to give this Hornet defense problems. Lanesia Ash attacking the basket, can't get it to go, gets her own rebound. Aldridge fakes from the outside, pulls up for mid-range, can't get it to go. Kaya Abrams goes inside, she gets it. Ash pulls up, she can't get it to go. Another offensive rebound by Kaya Abrams. Abrams this time out to Negron. And a new 30. Now they go to Sanker. Sanker going at her. Defender can't get it to go. Maddie Reed, good defense there. And Sanker really been inefficient in this game. And Najee Pollard going to head over to the scorer's table. She's going to, looks like, check back in this game. Curious decision, but I guess Coach Burgess having faith in her team, not going to let them give up on this game yet. Negron with a steal and dribbles it off of her foot, and it will go to Cornell. And you see some subs checking in for Cornell. Nia Marshall and Maddie Reed will come off the floor. Rena Olson checks in for the first time for Cornell. 6'3" freshman out of Maine. And the take by Widman, and she gets the easy lay-in. But again, I'm a bit surprised to see Najee Pollard in this game. Probably wouldn't have been a bad opportunity to get her some rest. You know, and no sense in risking injury again with conference season coming up. Lanesia Ash, the rebound. She gets it to go. Again, she arguably, probably with that argument, the best perimeter defender on the team. But she's shown some life, giving them a spark in this game. Her and Michael Aldridge really kept this team around in the third quarter. But Cornell really put their foot on the throats of the Hornets with the fourth quarter beginning. And we're going to get a foul called against Cornell, I believe on Carrie Moran, the call against. We're at the 5-minute mark to play here in the fourth quarter, and an offensive foul and a good one, or a good call, excuse me. Widman was there. Caesar tried to get around her, but ran right into her. And so we are at the 5-minute mark in the game, and that will take us to the media timeout. Final one of the game, 66-24 the score. Cornell out in front, and we look to the conference season for Delaware State. Maryland Eastern Shore, the only team over 500 in the MEAC women's play. They're 6-5. Hampton 6-7. Norfolk State 5-7. Bethune-Cookman 4-8. Howard 4-8. North Carolina A&T 4-9. South Carolina State 3-8. And down at the bottom of the conference, North Carolina Central's 1-10, and Delaware State 1-11, and Coppin State at 0-12. And again, the Hornets kick off the conference season in North Carolina against A&T and against Central. A&T finished second in the regular season at 11-5, tied with Hampton. As for North Carolina Central, they were 3-13 last season in conference play. So again, though, Coach Burgess with some things to figure out, and we talked about it, the injuries, the loss of some players probably causing some issues for them, their rotation, having to figure some things out as we look at some stats in this game. Nia Marshall, again, really took over this second half. She's got 16. Nicole Aston with 10. Taylor DePalma with 11. They've got 3 players in double digits. The Hornets with just 1. Michael Aldridge, the leader in the game. She's got 20 points. She's 7 of 18. 4 of 8 from downtown. So she's certainly been better, more efficient in this game, but the turnovers continue to be a problem for the Hornets. They have 20 in this game. And right out of the timeout, Cornell breaks the press, and Rena Olsen with the lay-in, extending this lead to 24. So we get down into the last few minutes of the game. Hornets go inside to Pollard, and she gets the lay-in. That will put her over double digits, but she just has not been in enough to be her usual effective self. Likely will not get to that double-double she's averaging. And a backcourt violation on Cornell. Hornets press working there.
Let's go, here we go, Hornets, here we go. Here we go, Hornets.
Caesar with a take. She goes inside and a block. Nicole Aston the block down low. And more transition offense. Janae Dennis lays it in with the feed from Marie Hatch. – 24-point game. (70-46). And a blocking foul called against Cornell.
Big red foul number 30, Rena Olsen, her first personal team score.
And I've got a special guest joining me. Here as the Hornets continue to fight late in the ball game. It's a foul called here against Delaware State. And I've got Blake with me. Blake, what would you say your title is? I would call you like the hype man for the Hornets.
Well, first of all, I want to give a special thanks and honor to you for letting me come on right now.
Hey, no problem.
I'm honestly, I'm a Hornet for life. That's what I always say. But, you know, my job here at Delaware State University is to keep this energy up.
Yeah.
We want to keep the energy up. We want to keep the environment up. When I was a student here.
There's a shot off the mark. Lanasia Ash gets the offensive rebound. She takes a lay-in transition bucket. And Ash really had a good second half in this game.
She's definitely having a great second half. One thing I like about her, she's very scrappy, and she plays great defense, and she works very hard.
Absolutely. She's the best perimeter defender on this team, and her energy's really kept them around in that third quarter, her and Micah Aldridge. And out of bounds here, ball coming at us here on the sidelines. A little over 3 minutes to go in this game. And so, Blake, we're getting ready to go into conference season. Obviously, the ladies and the men going to go on the road. But January 14th, Kendall Gray going to be honored tonight. Or, excuse me, that night, January the 14th. Talk about that. I went to high school with him, Kendall Gray, for a year.
Yeah, Kendall, he's a great guy. Watching him play, watching him grow from when he came in as a freshman to actually growing and just becoming that player that he did. I'm excited just to see him be acknowledged on January 14th. Looking forward to just busting it up with him, just chatting with him, and hopefully he can provide some energy here for the Hornets.
Absolutely, and he's, and I believe that's the game against Hampton. And Hampton's always a big game. We had a great game with them last year. If you remember, the men were down by 20 points, came back, cut the lead to 5. The comeback fell short, but Hampton's always a tough game. They've represented the MEAC the past 2 years in the NCAA tournament, so that's going to be a fun night. Kendall Gray, of course, had one of the all-time NCAA nights, had 30 points and 33 rebounds against Coppin State, so it's going to be great to have him here. And one day, I'm sure this girl is going to be coming back at the free throw line. She's going to get her fair share of honors. Najee Pollard, already on pace to be one of the best women's players in the program's history.
Absolutely. One thing I love about Najee Pollard's game, she works hard. She doesn't boast.
No.
And she's just going to keep continuing to get better and better. I'm looking forward to seeing the type of player she becomes over the years.
And absolutely, and it's really been unfortunate because, not sure how much you know, Nia Marshall over for the Cornell, she's arguably one of the all-time players in Cornell's history. We were going to get to see a great head-to-head matchup, her and Pollard today. And Pollard, of course, got in foul trouble with some ticky-tack calls. Marshall got in foul trouble as well. As you see here, Aldridge the steal, gets the fast break layup, and maybe heard footsteps there, couldn't get it to go. But that was one of the things I was really looking forward to in this game that we missed out on. But certainly Pollard, one of the all-time greats. And this girl, Michael Aldridge, I want you to talk about her. She's battling through some injuries, but she's one of the toughest girls. You can just see it watching her out on the court. She is all go 100% of the time.
Absolutely. First thing I want to get back to them ticky-tack fouls. I do believe it was a lot of ticky-tack fouls. And I'm not being biased because I'm a Hornet. I mean,
they were against Cornell too. They were ticky-tack fouls.
But I think
all over the floor.
those fouls are on Najee. I mean, you gotta let the kids play a little bit, let them bump a little bit. But Micah Aldridge, I always liked her when she first came in. I think
good bucket there. Excuse me, Lanasia Ash. Oh, they don't give her the continuation. There is no continuation in the NCAA. That certainly looked like a shooting foul though. Ash went up.
And one thing about that, even though they didn't count the bucket, what that does is give her confidence.
Yeah.
And going into MEAC play next week, January 14th, versus Hampton University, that's the type of confidence you want to build. Even though this is not a MEAC game, you want to go against this type of competition on a daily basis, just to kind of prepare you. Because it's all about one game once you get to the MEAC tournament.
Right, and they went to Virginia Tech a couple weeks ago. Virginia Tech, a top 25 team in the women's game. And that's, for a one-bid conference, that's a lot of what non-conference play is getting experience. You see the men, they're out playing Indiana and Iowa. Yeah. And you look at the score and you think, wow, why are they playing those games? But, first of all, it's a great experience for the kids to, hey, I got to play against, Indiana, Tom Crean, who's he went to the Final Four with Marquette. You get to play against those guys, and it's a great experience because when you go into games against Hampton and A&T, nothing they do is going to faze you.
Absolutely. I mean, one thing about just the MEAC conference in general, sometimes the MEAC has pulled off some upsets.
Yeah.
In the regular season, I remember the one year when Hampton University knocked off North Carolina University, UNC. We knocked off Wake Forest a few times, and last year, I think it was last year, where the Hornets knocked off, was it Nebraska? I don't know, don't recall, but they knocked off one of those bigger schools.
Yeah, and they did it again this year, too. They beat St. John's.
Wow.
They beat St. John's out of the Big East. And for those that don't know, Chris Mullen, who's one of the all-time, he was on the Dream Team. He went to St. John's. He's the coach there now. He's going to be is in the Basketball Hall of Fame. And so the men's team to go there and win that game, the MEAC is known for that. Hampton was one of the first 15 seeds to beat a 2 seed in the NCAA tournament. Norfolk State did it a couple years ago against Missouri. So you said it, the MEAC certainly a conference capable of that. And now a minute left to go in this game. Just real quick, Blake, rest of the season for those watching at home, how important is it for our fans, for our alumni, students, everybody to come out here to these games especially when conference season kicks in.
And one thing about it, here at Dover, Delaware, at Delaware State University, we need the support
Yeah.
of the families, the communities. Definitely.
Yeah.
If you're living in Dover, come on out, support a game on a Saturday.
Right.
Bring your kids out, bring your family out, come on out, support. I mean, I always say we're going to be as big as a support. One thing about it, I'd say if you're a Hornet, you bleed red.
Right.
And I bleed red. We
Yeah.
need to get more people bleeding red, even though we literally bleed red. But, a little,
There's a little blue in there.
yeah,
right?
yeah, little play on words right there. But also, just to support the game, watching it live on TV. I mean, Mr. Chelly is doing an absolute great job with WDSU.
He does a great job
Great
for us.
job.
He really does everything he can to
Absolutely.
get us.
I wish
all
I would
the
have had this
opportunities.
when we were students.
Yeah.
But just
I'm
to see you
thankful.
guys.
This is what I want to do for a living. So this is a great experience for me. He does a lot for me. He does a lot for all of us. He looks out for us. So, you said it. Mr. Chelly does a great job, but another guy does a great job as yourself.
Hey, you
I
keep
would-
doing your thing.
I would say you're one. Even if you're not a basketball fan, you didn't go to Delaware State. Even come for the entertainment of you. You've got your halftime gig with the games. Which, by the way, I think I need to teach you how bowling works because I don't know what you were saying here
Listen,
in the halftime
listen.
games.
Hold up. For the record, I know the rules. You knock down 7 pins, you got to knock down 3 to get a
Yes.
spare. But they told me something completely different, and they just threw it on me. So I had to just go with the flow. And it was just a great experience. They were great sports, and we have a lot of great things coming for this year. So I'm looking forward to you doing your thing. I know you got to close it up here, but I appreciate everybody, and I appreciate the opportunity.
Absolutely. Thank you, Blake. And so that will do it as the horn sounds in this one. You see Blake giving you a smile. Horn sounds. The Hornets lose this one 72-51. They fall to a contender in the Ivy League. Ivy League, again, one of the better conferences, obviously, education-wise, but they don't take it lightly with their sports, and Cornell is certainly no exception to that. Cornell moves to 9-4 on the season. The Hornets fall to 1-12. One of the bright spots, though, Michael Aldridge, over 20 points in this game through the nagging injury. She continues to battle and certainly was a little bit more efficient today, got some shots to go, and unfortunate that Najee Pollard and Nia Marshall both got in some early foul trouble. We didn't get to see that matchup as much as we would have liked. But nonetheless, join us again January 14th, the Hornets. Next home game, we will be here for all of the conference home games. January the 14th, the Hornets will take on the Pirates of Hampton University, the men and women. Again, Kendall Gray will be honored for that game for the men's team. But again, 72-51, Cornell Big Red with the win. So long for myself. Again, thank you to Blake for coming out, joining me here in the last few minutes of this game, to all of our crew. Everybody, stay safe in the snow. We'll see you next time. For WDSU-TV, I'm Chris Moore.